Let all you do be done in love. Corinthians 16:14. I absolutely love this verse. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In the video today, I'm going to share with you how I use this verse and a few other techniques to motivate and really empower myself to serve others to the best of my ability. When we go about our day, it can be easy to get stuck in the mindset of, I have to do this and I have to do that. With this mindset, chores, errands, and our work in general become a boring list of tasks that just need to get done. We eventually begin to dread our daily duties, leading to burnout, exhaustion, boredom, procrastination, and idleness. And we all know what Scripture warns us about with idleness. I've put a few of these verses on the screen. I highly recommend screenshotting this part and reading these verses on your own time. With this negative, self-sabotaging mindset, we are missing the greater picture. We are missing the purpose for why we do these things. All great achievements have great intentions behind them. Your intention for doing your daily duties makes all of the difference in the world. So if you feel any of these negative things like burnout, exhaustion, boredom, procrastination, or idleness, you need to understand your intention. Think about this in a more basic way. When you train for a race, you train to win, or at least train to do your best, right? Maybe you want to win a medal or prove to yourself and others that you could do it. Even though this intention may not be to glorify God, it makes a huge impact on our end goal. Another great example is studying really hard for an exam. Your intention is to get a good grade, right? Maybe so that you can elevate your GPA, so that you can get into a good college and look better on your resume. You see, even though this intention may not be to glorify God either, it still has a huge impact on your end goal. It is because it is our intentions that give us the motivation to take action. Now, if intentions that are more selfish in nature can still make such big impacts, can you imagine what would happen if all of our intentions were ultimately to glorify God? Intentions that are selfish in nature, meaning they are not meant to glorify God, have ceilings of limitations. In other words, if your actions are not to serve God in all you do, you will always be limited in some way or another. Acting in faith to glorify God will always yield the greatest results. These two verses say it word for word. In Luke 1:37, he says, "For with God nothing is ever impossible, and no word from God shall be without power or impossible of fulfillment." Also in Matthew 19:26, "With God all things are possible." This is where big change happens. This is where your life changes. The moment that you set your heart to do God's will, He will hear your words and He will come in response to them, just as said in Daniel 10:12-13. Also in James 4:8, "Draw nigh to God and He will draw nigh to you." If your intention is to glorify God in everything you do, your motivation will increase as you grow more and more into God's grace. And before you know it, the things that once weighed so heavy on you, like burnout, exhaustion, boredom, procrastination, and idleness, will leave you. And through your actions, you will gracefully glorify Jesus in all you do, making lasting impressions in others, encouraging even the unbelievers to turn their minds and their hearts to the Most High God, simply by watching the very fruits of your labor. This is why the verse, "Let all you do be done in love," is so motivating and encouraging. It can stop you dead in your tracks and completely switch your mindset from doing things just to get them done to doing things to glorify God. For me personally, I repeat this verse when I feel thoughts of victimhood sneaking into my mind, or when I feel overwhelmed or tired or lazy. It brings me back to my greater purpose in this life, which is to serve God by serving others with my entire heart, mind, and soul. And I do this by putting God's love into everything that I do, so that through me, He may be glorified. I want to reiterate this. When you put Christ's energy into everything that you do, you serve God by serving others. This brings so much purpose, excitement, joy, peace, and grace into your life. When you do these things to honor God and serve others, you will never be left disappointed. Those around you will see your excitement, motivation, and graceful living, and even if they don't comment on it, they will see Jesus within you, and it will make a lasting impression in them. And if they do comment on your godly living, always be ready to tell them that it is by the grace of God through Jesus Christ that this may be so. If you're looking to learn more about growing in God's grace, please read the book I've linked below or message me for the link. This book completely changed my life. For those who knew the old Taylor, I lived the majority of my life as a depressed, anxious mess. Even the mention of Jesus' name created friction within me. I felt outcasted by religion my entire life, and I never really felt like I fit in anywhere. Through the mighty power of God, I have changed more than I ever thought possible. It was this book that taught me how to grow in God's grace, and that inspired me to become the person that I am becoming today. I will always recommend it to those who are wanting true change in their lives. I hope that this video has encouraged you, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of your week.